Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Those of you that have managed to survive the lunch, survive an interesting but tough morning, lots of information. I'm very happy to welcome you back. And you'll notice I'm not standing there with anything in my hand to read from. The reason for that is the next speaker, our second keynote speaker, is my boss from City University of Hong Kong. He's distinguished university professor. I think he's written something, certainly over 10 books, 7 on reliability systems in electronics, nuclear risk engineering, and education. And his latest book, which has sold exceptionally well, is about soulware in higher education. Now, before he talks to you about soulware in higher education, I should tell you that this is someone who's led City University from just being inside the top 200 in the QS World Rankings to being number 55 in the world. And I won't bore you with other details, but it's his vision and his inability to allow people like me to sleep. He calls you very late at night and then first thing early in the morning, and it is his drive, energy, and vision that has made that possible. And I'm quite certain that he will enthuse you now with some of those ideas and infect you with some of that energy and drive. So without further ado, it's my great pleasure to welcome Professor Wei Kwok to the stage to talk about the soulware of higher education.
Okay, thank you. Oh, this one's working too, so I do this. Well, frankly, nowadays you know who's boss, right? So, well, speaking with the boss, I'd like to share with you this about. I only have a few questions to share, ladies and gentlemen. You are all expert in the subject of higher education. Since he mentioned boss, let me explain what boss mean today. It's really quite interesting that I've been in USA for 34 years. When I worked for Bell Labs, the university professors dress up without necktie, and IBM and all high-tech companies have necktie, and actually what they call 3 pieces. 3 pieces means this and a jacket, and the girl must be a good size or professional skirt and the same color. And then after almost 20 years, university evolved into dress like this with tie. And then they think they are modern, international, but then they did not know that the companies are starting to take all this off. Nowadays, almost nobody has 3 pieces. And girls don't dress like this. They have, tennis shoes and running shoes go to the company. And then, so we are actually behind the industry by 20 years. And actually even more amazing, in many places, we are looking at the room sizes for each faculty members or deans, presidents, and so on, and put a lot of walls. And many universities, academic leaders have very fancy offices, very big, and so on. And that was the style 30 years ago in Bell Labs and IBM. But today, they're all in the big hall room, the so-called open spaces workforce. We are behind again. We look for many ladders in the universities. And the government also controlling the universities. But the companies are very horizontal now. And you never know who's boss. So again, we are behind by 20 years. I know we have this QS ranking and Times ranking and Shanghai Jiao Tong. When the ranking system come up, a lot of people complain. But actually, we're behind the companies for the so-called consumer reports in USA, all over the places. We are again behind by 20 years. So we are looking at something people have practiced already, but we tend to argue a lot. We argue A, B, C, D. So I have a few questions to share with everyone. These are all common sense questions, and I don't have answer for many of them. What is education, right? What's the purpose for education? Let's say higher education. What is higher education? What is the purpose for higher education? I don't know, what do you think? And furthermore, we look at, there are a lot of people, I know a lot of people in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, in mainland China, even in Japan, in Korea, and in Singapore, I can't say everyone, and of course USA, who have been very successful but without degrees. When I was young in Taiwan, there were famous people, and they had no degree, and people claimed that because in their time, there was no degrees offered. But then when I became older, I still find successful person without degrees. And now when I become older, I find young people are so successful without degrees, right? You can name many people without degrees. And then some people say, okay, without degrees, I understand. But you can't get Nobel Prize without PhDs. And you can't do the high-tech research without PhDs. That seems true. No, it's not. When mainland China is looking, targeting on a few potential Nobel Prize winners, then one lady got Nobel Prize, Tu Youyou, everyone was shocked. Who is Tu Youyou, right? And they look at this lady. She has only BS degree. And she has published papers. Her papers, I had several people check this. Our Dean is here, business. He checked for me. You know, citation of Tu Youyou, 127,000, 127 period. And her H index, including the papers cited by Chinese, 7. But I tell you even more amazing. I have first-hand information. The Nobel Prize committee who nominated her said, when they gave her Nobel Prize, they were debating about her. You know what debated about? They unanimously believed that she could get prize in chemistry or medicine. They don't know which one is better. In other words, she's qualified for one of the two. If you think she's the only one, not true. I check it. In the 21st century, that's only, 17 years old? At least 4 Nobel Prize winners in physics, chemistry, and medicine without PhD, without even masters. What is your explanation for that? And some of them are very young, younger than me. So it's not because of education that helps. There got to be something more fundamental than the way we offer. Not even to mention, in political sciences, business, social worker, and there are all kinds of things. People have been successful without any degrees. And of course, modern high-tech business seems that degree hurt them to be successful. It narrowed their scope. I read a story I want to share with you. I was reading a story about a lady. Ladies seem to be, I'm not sure ladies are smarter than men, but ladies seem to have better EQ. And this lady in the winter was taking a train in mainland China, and she has 2 gloves in 2 hands. And for some reason, she opened the window, and the train was traveling at speed maybe 90 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, one piece of glove dropped out of the train. So she only has 1 left. What would you do? It depends on your training. But this lady has EQ, so she immediately throws the other one out for obvious reason, right? One is useless, but you throw it out, somebody pick up can use it. This is a typical example. You benefit other people, you don't get yourself hurt. But I think most people would be very nervous in keeping this one and end up, you really don't gain anything, but you don't help other people either, right? So if you compare option 1, no help to yourself, but help other people. And option 2, you don't get yourself help, but you don't help other people. Certainly, the first one is better. You don't need a degree to have a lot of those common sense. Before lunch, before I came here today, I had lunch with a very successful person in Taiwan. He's founder of Delta, 台达电. 台达电 founder is a very interesting person. He's not highly visible, but if you Google the business, his business is huge. But even more fundamentally, he contributes to society a lot, and he's very quiet. He donates a lot, energy and green energy issue. And then I learned about his idea. He has nothing but BS degrees. One day he told me he visited a big university in China many years ago. And the professor in the classroom was busy, shut down the shades and have a very highly focused projector on his face and turn off the light. It was getting very dark. And the professor complained, and it's just not pleasant, right, in the old time. So then he said, he invented a projector, very short distance between the screen and the projector. Namely, maybe it'd be better just a few centimeters from the projector, what they call super short projection throw or something, okay? And nobody did that. So Delta is a original, inventor of such a technology. Nowadays, it's amazing. The quality is excellent, and they get a lot of idea. So the idea is based on the following argument. Namely, what is the purpose for education? Why is the gap between the successful person and the education we provide them? I don't think any university can train every student to be successful. We are here to do internationalization. What does internationalization mean? The first thing comes to our mind is you got to speak good English, okay? But frankly, speaking good English probably is the least important thing. I know a lot of successful people who do not speak good English or don't speak English, including quite a few Nobel Prize winners in many subjects. English is important, but it's only a tool to help you to communicate, right? If you have nothing to communicate, you speak only good language. It doesn't have to be English. It does not serve purpose. Our society is full of people who can talk, but no meat. Have you ever been to the meeting, after meeting, you don't remember what the speaker ever said? Really, literally, you don't know what the speaker ever said. Now we are promoting internationalization. What does internationalization mean? That was what I call soul well, which means it really comes to the basic training in your heart, how you feel things to be done. To me, internationalization is international practice. Okay, what are the international practice? It's very simple. You're coming from many different countries, many places. You're under many government. I've been in Hong Kong for 80 years. Hong Kong is considered as a very international school, but I want to be a little bit more critical. For example, do our government leave universities alone? Do you really have campus autonomy? No. Do you really have academic freedom? No. Do you not suffer from micromanagement? Sometimes nano-management. People want to know everything about what you do, and they want to know everything you do. And to me, that violates internationalization. maybe I'm a little bit biased. I've been in USA, like a president here of the medical school, medical university of Chinese University Medical School, right? What is the full name? I'm sorry, you have to. I know the Chinese name, but I don't know the. China Medical University. Thank you. Well, he has been in the USA for a long time. The reason Americans have been successful is really because the campus can do a lot of good things by themselves. The system will kick in, correct it. But here, we're always controlled by many, many people. Newspapers. Everybody seems to be expert to criticize everything university do. Taxi drivers, when I take a taxi in Hong Kong, Taipei, everybody's expert about education. If they are expert about education, no wonder politician knows about education so much. And so we are being pulled into different directions. So that's not internationalization. But we are accepting those kind of interruption. Instead, we are asking all students to learn good English. I want to tell you a story about English. There was a very famous Chinese professor. His name, he was a probability expert in Stanford University. His Chinese name is Zhong Kailai, K.L. Chung, very famous. He's probably the #1 person among the Chinese community in probability, right? His English was very poor. He speaks a very special dialogue, and even I couldn't understand English, but he's #1 in probability in Chinese. So the professor in Stanford, everyone regard him, except the students complain about him. Because they couldn't understand his English, so they went to the president to complain about this. And no wonder it is a Stanford. I'm not a Stanford graduate. The Stanford president told the students, you are come here to learn mathematics and probability. If you don't understand him, it's your problem, okay? And he is the jewel of Stanford University in the computer probability. You don't understand, shame on you. Go to work hard, try to understand him. Does that make sense? Yes, it is true. I'm speaking from my heart. I give you another counterexample without mentioning the name. There is a university in Taiwan. If you know which university, don't say it, okay? And the instructor was giving lectures, and the students, 25% were having chicken and eating, drinking, 25% were sleeping, and 25% were playing computer. And then the newspaper found out, they all condemned the students. Now, this one is the other issue. I'm one of the other people who think, I'm asking the following questions. The students don't listen to your lectures. Did they finally pass your test? Yes. Did they all practice afterward as good engineers, medical doctors? I purposely make this very vague, or business person. The answer is yes. Imagine you give a talk, people don't listen to you, but they can be successful. Why do I need your talk? So whose problem? It's the instructor's problem. When I ask a question, I check with my colleagues. A lot of courses we're offering are useless. When I say useless, I don't mean you can use immediately. What I mean is students don't have to come, they don't listen, they can gradually be successful. So we are wasting a lot of effort. If you go to companies, such won't exist. Why do you want to give a course, people don't listen, and they pass? And if the student can learn themselves, why do you want to deliver the talk, right? So the problem is not the student in this case. So what is the gap between what we offer them, what are essential? In some universities, that gap is big. Some universities may be very narrow. So a lot of people offer many suggestions. Maybe we should do, something to narrow the gap. So that's another issue. I want to tell you another story about EQ. And I know the ladies smile more. You must have good EQ. I don't. There was a successful business person in Taiwan. 1 year, once upon a time, long time ago, okay? And some people in Shanghai want to buy the cookies manufactured by his company. So there was agreement. So he had a cargo full of cookies shipped from Taiwan to Shanghai. That was maybe 30 years ago. And when the ship arrived, the buyer, a lot of business people are playing dirty tricks anyway. The buyer refused to pay for it all the time, and want to get a 90% discount price. Okay? It was supposed to be $10. He said, if I buy it from you, it's only $1. Okay, it's true story. Now you're stuck. The cookie shipped for a month, 2 months from here to there, and your buyer refused to buy. And what do? If the students, if the seller, the manufacturer, had a business degree, he would negotiate. If the seller got a law degree, he would go to court in Shanghai. I'm not sure it worked in that time. If this one got a political science degree, he would go to newspaper and make all kinds of story, right? If this person is engineering, the engineer will call back the company, complain to his engineers, manufacturers. Look at you have made such a stupid mistake. I suffer. So if you got all kind of education, you will suffer. Have you heard this story? It's a true story. You know what this guy did? He said, fine. Second day, he distributed all the cookies to elementary school free. And the cookies are very so good. You know, the Taiwanese food is best. And after a week, every parents, elementary school and teachers, got complaint from the kids. I like that cookie. Can I get more? And they said, no, that's a one-time deal. And guess what? The buyer get this manufacturer say, do you have more? He said, no, not enough. Oh, why don't you ship more? I pay. No, it's not enough. It was $10, it's $100, and you pay first. Do you know who this person is? It's a very famous person in Taiwan. This guy without any degree, okay? Very successful. He's owned one of the largest degree, one of the largest manufacturers in Taiwan today, okay? So, I don't have enough time. They want me to leave some time for discussion. So the question I have been very simple. How do we look at our curriculum so that the student won't waste their time, the professor don't waste their time? How do we offer a degree that will have some value? Even some value will be useful. Why do people become successful without any degrees? What are our problems? Why can government leave us alone and don't control us? Why don't we have system to kick in so that we can all do good things for ourselves? Why can we have a performance-based review for what we do? If we do well, we need to review better. I can tell you another story. I can tell you a lot of other stories. We had offering some degrees, and enrollment has been very low. So we had a committee look at this enrollment issue. Then the analysis was, let's reduce the tuition. I said, no, you double the tuition. Once you charge more, there are more applicants. And then you get more and to get more. And there's another thing. When one university came in, they find out they have many people. And the university asked them to cut the budget because financial crisis in USA. So some universities say, let's look at who are the highest paid professor, let's cut their money. I say no, look at who are the lowest professor, cut their budget. If a person in the university in the United States stay very low salary for many years, normally there are problems, right? But that's not true in many other societies in Taiwan or Hong Kong. I don't know your countries, whether that's true or not. So you address issue, let's add value to the faculty, let's give pressure to the students, let's review our curriculum to cut down unnecessary courses. And some people may say, we need to offer more general education. I'm not sure that's the right answer. A lot of universities are offering general education courses. End up, the students learn a lot of things. It's worse than if they did not take those courses. They actually don't behave after taking general educations. If something people can learn themselves without my teaching, don't offer that courses. Let's give students fewer courses, give them more homework. They can do something by themselves. The so-called teachers, professors, masters are the ones supposed to give people advices and lead them to success. It's not instead of putting them in the boxes and get things done, so they become all very tunnel views for each student. The societies actually have suffered. We invest a lot of money, but the return hasn't been very good. This is what I call so well. So well means you come to your heart. I'm not promoting the book because the book has been donated for scholarship, so I don't get any penny. But what I'm saying is, we look at bottom line of the story, what education is. We have a lot of problems. I was just sharing with you a few of them. In conclusion, I want to share with you, like everything else, education should have a brand name. What is the purpose of your education, your universities? Your brand name should vary from one society to another society. There's no uniform way to do this. Every society has a different emphasis. It should vary from people of different maturity to another group of people. Some people start mature earlier, some people start later. There's a Chinese saying, when you're wrong, you want to be successful at the starting point, right? And I'm always against that. That doesn't make sense. 赢在起跑点, right? That's nonsense. The people who say that never run marathon. I run marathon, I know. In fact, usually the first one in marathon, they will be the last one to finish. Look at all the marathon runners. The successor has never been the first one to run too fast. In fact, that's contrary to the common understanding. So it should vary from university to universities. Every university should have different target. I classify university into four categories. I said general education, which is 4-year liberal arts education. Like Princeton, this is very dangerous. Not everyone can fit into this category. If you don't have high IQ, high EQ, you learn how to drink, how to dance, how to talk, and you know Shakespeare, you know Confucius, it's very dangerous because you cannot solve problem. Those are good added value for those who become the president of the United States or president of some big countries. Once you become president, people will enjoy you, know how to talk, how to drink, and how to dance, right? But can you imagine a young kids who don't have those kind of stature and enjoying everything? It's going to be hurting. I know Harvard graduates who have been jobless because they know nothing but those special characters. They would be very good for the president, for being president, right? It would be nice. But other than that, so you got to vary from university to university. It is very important. Universities stay away from politics and bureaucracies. I came to Hong Kong 8.5 years ago. We all know that the president of university in Asian community, newspaper people would like to ask you. There was a financial crisis. The newspaper people come to me and say, President Paul, what do you think of this financial crisis? So I told my PR person, say no, my president does not know the financial crisis, okay? In fact, I know very little. As a person, I do have an opinion about politics, about money. But my opinion is not different from taxi drivers. We can talk a lot in a dining table, but I should not let the reporter quote what I say because I'm no better than anybody else. Politics, stay away politics. Unless you are really expert. But even though you were expert, I would say because you are university president, you are working university, stay away from this one way or the other. I don't care which way. You got to remain neutral. Keep neutrality is very important. This is even United States. So you rarely see any university professors or president of the University of the United States will come out to let the news reporter say, what about this, right? But in our society, that seems to be very common. I think that hurts our university. So I use up my time, and I have a lot of story to tell, but I think I got to stop. Okay, we'll communicate. If anyone have some questions to share with us, and we can share with each other. Yes, please.
I am Idris from Indonesia, from Bina Nusantara University. Thank you for your very interesting talk. And I just wonder if you are talking about how the higher education will transform. So what do you think that in 15 years time from now, the university will be, the higher education will be like what, in your opinion? Thank you so much.
You mean the higher education for the future?
Yes. In 15 years from now, maybe, can you share some ideas about that?
Well, I think this trend will continue. We actually learn a lot of things from the industrial experiences. It's kind of interesting. We used to be criticized to be in the Ivy Tower. Now we are moving it out, but we are always behind the societal movement, particularly the industrial companies. Of course, theoretically, it's kind of funny. We should be ahead of them, right? But it's not. But we're not ahead of them. But maybe someday it will be. I want to give you another example. I don't know how many of you's expertise are in humanity and social sciences. You must be some. There's a comment made by the social scientists. They actually feel very bitter. They find out the society pay more attention to natural sciences, medicine, or the engineering business, right? And the funding is not enough. That's a very common argument by social sciences. My counter-argument has been, number one, maybe that's an international trend. Number two, you have not done something people can appreciate you. When I was a college student, freshman, I always have a philosophy book. At my generation, everybody carry a philosophy book. Tell the truth, we did not understand it, okay? It's a fashion. Okay, at that time, if you talk about communism, it seemed to be, wow, so cool. If you talk about, Saddam, it seemed to be so cool. You look at imperialism, wow, what is that? Individualism, it's just very cool. But today, what do you have to share with us? None, right? So you're not leading the society to share with us. So do not blame people don't pay attention to you. Today's higher education is in that way too. As I mentioned, there are so many successful people without degrees. And many successful with degrees, but they're using degree as a shield to protect themselves. Many people have degree to show off. It's not because they become successful. The good example is, by the way, don't recall what I say, okay? I'm not politically correct in some way, but because we are all the same, I share with you. EMBA degree, for example. Many people become successful, then they get EMBA, they can show off. I got EMBA from Harvard, Stanford. Does that have any utility for them? The answer is no, because they already become successful, right? So from market viewpoint, business people have done a good job. Because EMBA can let you show, I got an EMBA from Harvard. But as you know, in order to get an EMBA, you have to be very successful already. So without EMBA, you'll be very successful anyway. Is that correct? or to some extent. So it's a marketing strategy by business. Now that's one angle from the business viewpoint. They've been very successful. I was in USA as assistant professor in engineering at that time, 36 years ago, long time ago. 37 actually, no, 39 years ago. Our salary was the same salary as business professors, identical. But today, USA, the business assistant professor salaries are 2 times or 3 times of engineering professors. I give you an example. Professor Lee comes from Chicago, right? And Chicago business assistant professor, 9 months salary in finance, $300,000 US, okay? Yes. I know their business dean. They lost one associate professor, $450,000 US to Wall Street, but they must pay him more. Now here's a punchline. The business in the United States, their deans have a coalition. They have all agreed that in some area we will train no more than X number of PhDs. So when the university has 100 positions available for the finance, they only graduate 120, okay? So they all bidding each other to make this job up. So in that regard, they're doing a good job. Make long story short, what I'm saying is, you need to have a niche on your discipline. And they learn this on business world. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, okay? But at least the so-called internationalization should be viewed from different angles. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, okay? So future is very difficult to predict. But I think the ideal word is we should lead the society, but we are not. Today we're not. We are following the society. That's sad, in my opinion. It's not right. But we're not there. Huh? Oh, sorry, I talked too much. Yes. Well.
So there you are, I'm the Dean of Global Affairs, China Medical University. And I have a question for you. What do you think are the most important ability that college graduate or graduate student need to learn before they graduate?
First of all, I mentioned it depends on what kind of community you are from, or what's the objective of your university, what do you expect your people to do, okay? Based on my experience, I mentioned if you have students, look, if you have students all have IQ like a Harvard, Princeton, I think they're going to be very successful regardless what you do. So maybe let them be more philosophical. That's better. But if your students are ordinary people like me, give them some technical training. I think it's probably better for the majority. If the students are really below the norm, I think they need to be more hands-on experience so they can use university to make a living after they graduate. I think it all depends on how you want university to be target on. I mentioned there are 4 universities I mentioned. 4-year liberal arts, professional education, such as medical school, some professional business school, and then comprehensive university. And there's one subject university such as the music university. So or the sports university. People do a very narrow type of thing. So it really depends on the nature of university. I don't think anybody can do all of them. And I don't think we should. Okay. That's my humble opinion. Yes.
I was surprised by your view on the role of general education.
Yep. Yes.
Are you calling that university should discard this year?
No. Here's what happened about general education. Which country are you from?
Qatar.
Okay, Qatar. Oh, that's a very rich country, rich university. You must have a lot of money. I need to qualify the so-called general education. I want to tell you a story. This is a true story. I was in McDonald's one day. I met a lady sitting next to me who graduated from very famous university. Her specialty was sociology. And she was quite down. She said, President, what should I do? I said, what's happening? She says, she was given a course in general education to teach. 26, 27 years old, young assistant professor. I said, well, that's fine. What do you teach? She says, oh, my head want me to teach sex and marriage, okay? I said, well, is that your specialty? He said, I don't know, I'm single, I have not married yet. And I've never learned anything about that. I said, wow, that's tough. I mean, and even older men like me not qualified to teach the course. This course is supposed to be only the master can teach. The problem with general education is we let a student, the professor teach a lot of things with a fancy name, look very beautiful, and all she can do is follow the book and read it. Unfortunately, 3 years later, I met the dean of her school, and they show us those who have been put a question mark for substantiation, we call tenure, and her name is there. So I told him, I said, what's going on with this? Oh, because the student feedback is very bad. People say she does not know this, she does not. And I look at it, oh, no wonder. General education. General education, I think, should be more fundamental, solid, not those sexy titles. We have many courses, sexy title, such as how to enjoy a movie, okay? Sex and marriage, dancing, you know, all kinds of things. Those, in my opinion, are extracurricular activities. Students can learn themselves. They go to a lesson in the evening and to find out in social clubs, right? That's why I mean my general education has been misinterpreted. In my humble opinion, if I can use the word general education, generally speaking, first of all, the general education, I believe, was invented by professors in Taiwan. In USA, there was no general education, by the way. I told my students, don't believe what I say, check internet. I have a few professors check internet, say, well, you're right, unfortunately. In USA, there's no general education. Many of you went to USA, check Caltech, MIT, Georgia Tech, or State University. UT Austin, look at it, there's no such thing, or similar kind of terminology. What we mean is as follows. You should have fundamental. If you want to define general education, I think a student should learn something using my principle. Not those they can learn by themselves. For example, take a regular course in philosophy, in sociology, economics, okay? Physics, chemistry, or computing. Not necessarily computing, but computing theory. So people should learn something. It's difficult to read from the book for most people. But some smart people can learn by themselves anyway. Our education is not for smart people. So that's what I mean by general education. But if your general education is covering the subject I mentioned, I think it's wasting their money. That's what I call, okay? I wish you luck. Can I make a conclusion? I tell you one other thing. I've been in education for all my life, other than work for Bell Life for 3 and 4 years. I think I know a little bit about education, but I have to tell you, I am not an expert on education because it's too complex. The idea I present was just a concept. I don't know who's the expert. I'm definitely not expert. Furthermore, many people told me who's a master teacher. I don't believe it, not yet. In my opinion, so far, in the Asian community, I only know one person was a master teacher. I haven't seen a second one, or dare to claim a master teacher, right? Confucius is the only one we think is a master teacher. I don't know any other people. But there are many good researchers. It tells that education is very difficult, and I'm not even close. So we need to do research about education. It's a learning process, long goal, we learn proper. Therefore, politicians, business people, put hands off higher education. Leave us alone. Let's work by ourselves, okay? Thank you. Sorry to take too much time.
Thanks, Ray. Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Kuo. So it's education and business, politics and business people, leave your hands off our university, but please give us your money. Thank you very much for that. I'm now going to introduce our next speakers, who've come all the way from actually a beautiful country that's had all sorts of problems with refugees from the Syrian conflict in recent years. I've been fortunate enough to visit this university on a couple of occasions. It's very close to some of the bigger refugee camps. And this university has done a great deal and also suffered a great deal as a result of that conflict. But they've gone from strength to strength in the rankings and elsewhere. So without further ado, I'd like to give a very, very warm welcome to two speakers from session 4. One is Professor Omar Al-Jarrah, who's the president of Jordan University of Science and Technology. And the other is Dr. Yusuf Al-Abdalat, the Director, Faculty for Factory National Program in Jordan. Prof. Omar, the microphone's yours, and you have the normal length of time.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It gives me a great pleasure to stand before this distinguished audience to talk about our effort in Jordan University of Science and Technology to work with industry. Jordan University of Science and Technology, or JUST, was established in 1986 as a public university by a royal decree. At that time, we started with 3 or 4 faculties, around 3,000 students, and I was fortunate to be one of those students at that time. The university is located in Erbil, near the Syrian border, 70 kilometers to the north of Amman, the capital of Jordan. The campus is a very spacious campus. It is around 11,000 square kilometers. It is one of the greenest campus. It is ranked number 1 in the Arab world according to Green Metric. JUST has already graduated around 63,000 graduates with around 8,000 international graduates. Our current enrollment is around 22,000 students. We have 4,324 international students from 50 different nationalities. This is a short video about the campus. Well, we have around 5,000 square kilometer of green area. We have an artificial lake where we harvest water. As you know, Jordan is among the poorest countries in the world in terms of water. So we do excellent water management. We have also a solar planet, 5 megawatt, and we are building another one, 20 megawatt to power the university, the campus. We have a lot of projects with industry for the university to build, to be more greener. This is the university hospital, King Abdullah University Hospital. This is It is one of the largest hospitals in the region. It has 651 beds and is expandable into 800 beds in emergency. As I mentioned, our student body is around 22,000 students. We have around 21 undergraduate students. Our international student body is around 20%. Also, we have around 1,000 international postgraduate students, and we have around 600 students that are doing subspecialties in medicine. Has around 1,600 FTE faculty members, and we have also around 1,500 administrators and technicians, and around 700 service laborers to serve the huge campus. In terms of our academic programs, we have 13 faculties. Basically, we are a focused university on science and technology. We have medical college, dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, applied medical science, veterinary medicine, engineering, agriculture, architecture and design, ICT, science and art, and recently we established an institute of nanotechnology. We have 45 undergraduate programs and 95 postgraduate programs. We have some of unique programs in Jordan, like nuclear engineering. We are hosting the nuclear research reactor on our campus. We have aeronautical engineering, paramedics, veterinary medicine, nanoscience, and nano engineering. The university already has some international, or some of our programs already have international accreditation, like the Faculty of Engineering. All of our programs right now are ABET accredited. In the vet medicine, we are working with EVE. In the Faculty of Medicine, it is accredited by WHO and the Royal College of Pathology. The Faculty of Dentistry, it is also accredited by CODA, RCS, MFD, and FFD, and Lloyd's for the administration work. King Abdullah University, it has GCIA accreditation. Just spends around 14 million US dollars, which is around 9 million JDs on scientific research. We have a number of research centers or center of excellence, like Princess Haya Biotechnology Center, our Pharmaceutical Research Center, Queen Rani Abdullah Center for Environmental Sciences and Technology, our Nano Institute, Center of Excellence for Innovative Projects, Academic Development and Quality Assurance, also the Consultative Center for Science and Technology, which is basically focusing on linking with industry, the Computer and Information Center, and our health and dental centers. We have just recently embarked on a new transformation program that focuses basically on building future leaders because of the nature of the population. In Jordan, we have around 2/3 of our population below the age of 30, which basically increased the unemployment rate to more than 16%. Therefore, we have our universities in Jordan now is focusing basically on transforming their vision from just producing graduates who will be able to find job into graduates that will be able to find job as well as create jobs. So we crafted our vision and mission around that. Basically, we are moving from graduating simple graduates into graduating leaders who are basically lifelong learners. We are focusing now on innovation instead of just focusing on research, and we are focusing on also leading community. Our transformation program starts from organizational performance into academic quality assurance. However, it comprises of 10 pillars, and I will be focusing on one of them, which is the linkage with industry. As my previous colleagues talk about, linkage with industry has several advantages or benefits to the society as well as to the university and to the industry. When we talk about the society has to feel the impact of this cooperation. And in terms of when we talk about the university, this will give the university an advantage to increase funding from potential project and therefore substitute for the decreased governmental funding. This will give our students more opportunities to work with industry. We will get valuable feedback from the industry, and we will get our faculty engaged with the industry. And of course, for the industry, it will give them several advantages, such as stimulating internal research and development program, and to enhance their reputation. It is part of their social responsibility, and it will reduce the time to market for their product. Our action plan for this pillar comprises of 7 actions. The first is basically we need to market ourselves as a university. So we need to design a strategic marketing plan that basically show the industry our areas of strength, technical strength and technical capability, and then we will conduct some seminars and workshops in partnering with industry, and we will advertise our strength through the various media. We have identified the basically industrial sectors that we can cooperate with, from mining, which basically are the industrial sector in Jordan, chemical industries, packaging, leather and textile, engineering and information technology, pharmaceutical, handicrafting, agriculture, construction, and plastic industry. After building such a database and cooperating with the industry, we will work with them to modify our academic program and to revise the course requirements in order to reduce the gap between the market need and the competencies of our graduates. To increase the competencies of our graduates, basically we'll focus on providing the graduate with more skills, practical training in the second and third year, provide them with the soft skill and communication skills, business administration course. We will move to basically project-based learning and problem-based learning, introduce more innovation and entrepreneurship into our curricula by injecting a new course and new skills in our basically capstone projects. And we need to also to change our teaching methods. In terms of also the fourth action is that we need to improve our communication with industry in order basically to get more feedback about our graduates, the gap analysis, what are basically the needed skills by the industry that is missing. We will introduce what we call a teaching factory, where this simulates the factory that basically the industry has. We also will allow add industrial advisory boards for all of our programs. We will do free consultations to basically to bridge the gap and to build the trust, because we believe there is a lack of a trust between the industry and the academia. Basically, we will engage our students with our consultation and get feedback from our graduates. We will redirect and focus our research basically on solving industrial needs. Basically, we'll work with the industry on new topics that are needed by them. We will encourage our faculty to spend their sabbatical leave in the in the industry, and we will increase our applied research fund and give more priority to projects that are needed by the industry. Also, we revise our postgraduate study by allowing or encouraging students to select research topics that are relevant to the industry, and to give more incentives to those who come up with innovative solutions and patent. And the last but not the least is entrepreneurship and innovation. We need to basically to encourage students to work and to motivate our students to work with innovative projects, and we will assign more priority, our high priority to those projects, and we will consider industry or the industry as a partner and stakeholder in our incubators that we are building on our campus, and we do our continuous monitoring and evaluation of this project to ensure their success in cooperation with the industry. And we just, one of our centers is the consultative centers, which is basically focusing on providing solution with the industry. It has introduced a new program recently, which is what we call the TAB program, or just TAB program, just Technical Assistant program. And basically, we started with 3 TAB programs, and the vision or the goal for this program is to provide high solution and industry and professional services to the industry that are focused. We are talking about 1 to 2 weeks, basically, projects, shorter projects. Identify areas of improvement and increase competitiveness for the industry, improve the management, basically increase their operational efficiency for the government, increase the performance and the productivity, and for the business, basically, we need to offer cost-effective tools in order to improve and meet the needs of the industry. As I mentioned, we started with 3 sectors. One of them is the energy sector. We have a number of faculty, basically, who have excellent expertise in energy, specifically renewable energy. So we form this TAB group to provide consultation and TAB services to the local market, basically in the areas of renewable energy, smart grid solution, long-term energy scenario, and also energy auditing. In terms of the agriculture, we have 2 schools, the agriculture school and the vet medicine school. The school, basically, they are working together to provide poultry industry with solution to improve their efficiency. The same thing for vaccine. We have vaccine improvement. We have a group of people who are working on this area. Also, the plant management and the plant, as I mentioned, because of the nature of water in Jordan, we are focusing on this. Also, we are also working, we have a group working on nutrition and food technology. And the third sector is, or the third tab, which is the pharmaceutical tab. You have an excellent pharmaceutical industry in Jordan, and we are working with them also on, to create a new tab, which is the pharmaceutical tab. In each tab, we started by identifying the stakeholders, basically from the government, which are the ministry and agency that will be interested in such services. And also we worked with the private sector. We have identified a number of company and service provider in those areas. These are some of the snapshots from just. And I will leave the floor to Dr. Yusuf to talk about one of our success stories with the Factory for Faculty program. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. And really not easy. I guess who is not lucky who speak or his lecture after lunch. Okay, I guess everybody now feels sleep, and maybe after my presentation feel more sleep. I will talk about a national program called Faculty FFF, Faculty for a Factory. It's link between academic and industry in Jordan. This program start, and this is just an introduction about case study, also about Jordan University of Science and Technology. The program started in 2003 from Jordan University, especially from Industrial Engineering Department, Faculty of Engineering, okay. Start 2003 with just a few, like 20 participants, and then in 2004 become 40, and then raise every year up to 100, around 100, and become then after 3 years become as a national program, involve all universities in Jordan, private and government universities, and also all specialty from engineering, medical, pharmaceutical, all specialty can help in industry involved in this program. Okay, so it's as I've been shown over here, it's academic and institute and how to bring all the parties together and then narrow the gap together. Okay. And bring also the idea also about the truth needs in an industry. Jordan is not high-tech country, but we have good experience in education, and our industry started. Okay, but both sides, industry and academic, they need each other. But there's a lot of obstacles prevent sometime or overcome this is a relation. Then through this program we development like a dynamic networking to compose and for benefit both of them, and later on also involve in a student as well to prepare them for a market, and also to narrow the gap between market needs and academic output. We focus also on the applied sciences, okay, and development of applied model cooperation between companies and academic institute. Through this achievement, actually, we get like a good reputation and also a good way or path to bring hand of hand both all the things. Our opportunity was also developing the knowledge, in the universities. We have a lot of potential, but this potential just keep as statistical in the university. We opened this door, or we opened just slightly at first to open for different specialty, either engineering, environment, agriculture, medicine, and all field these things. On the other hand, also, we help industrial companies to grow up the relation and to solve their problems, and sometimes even to help them for Jordanian industry to get a new market as well. Okay, in different field, and even some we start actually in diagnostic things, but then we go for product development and also innovation as well. This kind of cooperation will benefit both academic and company, okay, and help the business sectors to benefit from the knowledge and expertise of distinguished academic professors in Jordanian universities. Also, bring the knowledge to involve in industrial and transfer to student through in the classroom. Most Jordanian, especially in universities, graduated from well-known universities in the world, but most of them academic. We didn't use to use practical thing, okay? And this is the way when we open the industry, we get more experience and focus on applied science, and this is reflect in direct way in the classroom, and the benefit come to student as well. Other objectives also help removing the barriers between academic institution and industry. Also to development long-term sustainability and or based on the long-term strategy, based also to help to solve their problem and to make real partnership between all partners, either government, private sectors, industry, academic, and NGOs. The goals almost same as objectives, based on the benefit from the knowledge wealth and also the economic based on the knowledge, okay, and to make distinguished, Jordanian University and distinguished professor in the Jordan University, transfer practical knowledge to researchers and students in order to improve the quality of education outcome, break the barrier and build confidence between the universities and industry, developing long-term projects that can benefit national economy. Okay. On benefit, actually, it's win-win situation. Benefit it will become toward the faculty members and industry as well. We'll start from faculty members. Benefit, actually, we calculated or we measure it different points. First, expand practical knowledge and skills, continue learning and transfer technology, development, communication and public relations skills, improve teaching method, increase income, okay, and create entrepreneurial mindset and innovation. This is things because we believe we need like innovation, not just way of innovation, but innovation based on the culture. Increase income, actually this program supported completely from Jordanian side, okay. The industry paid like 20,000 of the cost and 80% paid by the program from Jordanian both. Benefit from industry or for industry, expand the theoretical knowledge and their applications, develop problem-solving skills, identify and solve factory problems, obtain additional human resource, especially skills and trained well, increase profit. With increased profit also we help them a lot also to decrease the cost as well with bring a new idea. The mechanism over here actually, we believe it's like, make it like a dynamic mechanism with dynamic model. From any side, we can just bring the idea, either the factory contact us or through the chambers of industry, or the professor, they can visit industry. So it's open from any channel, not like, but before we start, it was just in summertime. This is year we announce our cycle from January for all time, not just summer. As I mentioned about the faculty, can professors visit factory or factory contact us all through the Chamber of Industry, okay? And also sometime also we can like make a community or announcement in a newspaper, okay? Then after they apply like diagnostic study, they submit it for the faculty and we have like a committee. After approved, we give approved, professors start, contact the factory and working on this issue. Then after, summertime was the period for solving any problem. It's from 3 to 6 months. And they submit the final report. After report sent to technical committee, we have steering committee and we have technical committee. Technical committee also it's expert people and specialized from academic and industry, but evaluation is nameless because Jordan it's for transparent and also to be more fair. We remove the name of professor, but we keep the name of the industry, just to be more transparent. After, to get all requirement and to accept report, we can pay base for the participant. About just summary about the university, what I talked before was introduction about program. About actually now almost most universities in Jordan, private and government universities, participate with us, but most participant was from Jordan, from I mean, Jordan University and also just Jordan University of Science and Technology, both of them. But as, I mean, specialty, just to get more from the beginning. About major, we participate in all specialty and each major as well. Here, just to show you some, even this is before ninth cycle, I mean, last year, but usually we, every year sometime, like 100 plus minus project yearly we participate. About sectors, we participate and we joined all sectors classified in Georgian Chamber of Industry. As Dr. Omar mentioned, there are 10 sectors, but we involve also private, I mean, service sectors and agriculture as well. And agriculture people, especially in food processing, we get amazing result from our professors and help industry. Here show us, this slide show us, I mean, case study, Just University. It was maximum participant in all those colors, all the, I mean, specialty. Here more focus, you see, it's like, I mean, actually from 2003 up to now, we make more than 700 projects, okay? So we start for like 20 projects, then 40, then become around plus minus 100 projects every year. This is just to us some about the names and professors from Just University. Those participate, just, I mean, we mentioned some of them, but actually there are more than 100 participants. About some success story, fine, well known in Arab world, it's, I mean, tissue paper factory, and a group, I mean, one of, maybe it's well known even in Arab world, this factory. Since establishment, this is factory, it was a serious problem, and they contact many consultants from abroad. They have like, I mean, narrow area, they cannot solve it, but we're from one colleague from Hashemiyat University, he solved the problem, and now another also success story about, there's a bakery called As-Sufara. There's a, I mean, disease get with a child. This is really things that touch me, even myself. First time I know about PKU, phenylketonuria. This is like a disease is due to a genetic problem with the kids. Those kids so smart, but they didn't have to eat anything with the protein because they have a problem about their body with the protein. They don't just, they have to be away from protein. Government of Jordan, they make like small association for them, and they used to bring from abroad farina out of protein and special farina. With this is, I mean, project, there's one professor, her name Rima Tayyem from Jordan University. She produced, this is farina locally, better than those bring from abroad. The cost of this is, I mean, almost like $15. And the government of Jordan give it for the kids and for patient for like, I mean, 10 cents, okay? But we produce it through this program by cost 1 JD, like, I mean, less than $1.50, compare between $15 and locally. And this, this is thing, Jordan, local, it's better quality, better taste, better smell, and also they can stay, I mean, longer after cooking, okay? Also about in pharmaceutical, we have a lot of success story in pharmaceutical industry. Jordan well known in Arab world or surrounding, they are good in pharmaceutical industry. We have a lot of success story and some even registration. We help some factory for product development and also new ideas and help them to solve a problem, even new market as well. Those our partners, okay? All of them actually Jordanian. Erasmus, they didn't support us, but we cooperate with them, okay? So we said really it's, this program we can say it's made in Jordan, okay? From government and universities and private support us. We cooperate also with different side from Jordan through the chambers of industry and chamber of commerce and all factory. Nowadays also there's, trend in through the Arab League to separate this program to become like Arab program. They now in next month in April, there's a meeting in Morocco to separate, to found a new program. It's a link between academic and industry that take this is the program as, initiative and to separate it all over the Arab world. Future discussion. Now we found something actually about those experiences, especially practical experience and focus on case study, what available in industry. And we used to use like outreach, but now we found we need in-reach, okay? Now we start to, to ask those professors or those doctors or even those experts in industry to come to academic as industrial professor, okay? Especially in applied or practical things, they are what they have also the academic and student they need it, to be in. Also about, we focus on the sectors, not just in general. Now to work in every sectors based on those 10 sectors, alone and focus on them. Other things now we talk about, actually we have a lot of success stories in Jordan, especially in research, final year project, but most of them, they stay in the roof. Now we start working and just thinking with all universities to commercialization of research product. We have also through the European Union, we participate with 2 projects led by Just University, those VTC, this vocational training program, and another also Invent, also based on innovation culture among all Jordanian university. This is both of them supported by Erasmus Plus, and also we have many partners from Jordan and regionally, and Europe as well, from Middle East and Europe as well. This is about Invent program. Okay. Thank you very much. Good, I was fast.
Very good. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you very much for what I think is very interesting and innovative presentation. And also, thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me to catch up a little bit with the program. I think I'm going to try and aim for just being 10 minutes late when we go for our coffee break, which was scheduled at around 3:50. We're going to try and see if we can make it by 3:50 or 4, but I have to be careful not to curtail anyone's presentations. It's my great pleasure to introduce you to an old friend, Dr. Anand Samuel, who's Vice-Chancellor of VIT University in India, and Mr. Ashok Ranjit, Senior Manager of the Human Resources Cognizant Technology Solutions in India. They're going to talk about preparation for Gen Y students for 2020 Marketplace through Industry Institute collaborations. So I'll hand you over. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Anand.
I thought I'll use this. Good afternoon to one and all. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. In the time that's available, I thought myself and along with my friend Mr. Ashok from Cognizant Technology Solutions in India, we will present some of our experiences. We always strongly believe in industry-institute interaction. I see. You can fix it there. Thank you. Right, the word Gen Y, I thought we should include it because you know pretty well that the kind of students whom we have in the classroom are different, and so it is necessary that we professors, the administrators, educational administrators, really try to understand them and then suitably modify the academic processes so that it will be beneficial and will be preparing the students well for the industries. And it's also necessary that we need to understand how these Gen Ys, when they join the company, how they behave there. And unless there's one-to-one match, then we'll not be able to prepare the students for employment. And so with that objective, we always go well and collaborate with all the industries around. And I'm going to just share you some of the information. Before I tell you about the interactions what we have, I thought I should tell you about where our university is. It's in India, and you see in the southern part of India, there are two circles, and one is Chennai, the other one next to that is the blue circle, that's Vellore. And so we have right now two campuses. The main campus is in Vellore, which is about 140 kilometers from Chennai, and we have the second campus in Chennai. And last year, we have, this year we are starting two more campuses, one in Andhra Pradesh, the other one in Bhopal. That's for information. And see, I think we need to understand what's happening in India. Then only you'll be able to understand, why we collaborate with the industries and what is needed for Indian context. Because we've been listening to many professors and the industries coming and telling about how the interactions is going on in various other universities abroad. And you would notice that all of them were talking about research collaborations, and collaborations on some projects will be community-based and so on and so forth. But here we're going to focus on, even though we have so many other collaborations, but more than all that, I thought in the given time available, I'll project on the academic changes that we have brought in, and the reason is this. So the animated picture shows the population in India. And you know very well that India is going to become the youngest country with a lot of young population. And so we need to make sure that this young population, which will be dominating the world, to be educated. That's one objective. And this picture, again, it's taken from a report from Ernst & Young report, and the statistics from the Ernst & Young report. It says that by 2020, India will have 47 million excess labor force. And you just see the comparative figures in the round, in the circle. China will have 10 million deficit, and then US will have about 17 million deficit. So the condition is like this. We have excess manpower available in India, so we need to educate them so that they will go and occupy positions elsewhere. Now that's our objective, and so it's all the more necessary that we need to understand what the industry needs, both in Indian context and outside, and we are doing it. To do that, we have these 4 campuses that I told you, and we are maybe doing well, I would say, because you see that for 4,300 seats a year, we have about 2.25 lakhs applications are there, and so we conduct an entrance examination all over India, and also in 3 foreign countries, in 145 centers in India and 3 foreign countries, and so that's the situation there. And we have about 33,000 students, and percentage of female students is about 26%, and we have students from about more than 51 or 52 different countries. And last year we've been ranked by QS, and we have, VIT is the first and the only university in India to get a 4-star rating from QS. We are happy about it. And so this year we are trying to move further and then make it to 5-star. And even though the overall 4-star rating was given, please understand that on the other side, for individual items, like teaching and innovations and infrastructure and so on and so forth, now we have already got 5 stars, and that is VIT. And the first time in the history of India, now Government of India has gone in for institutional ranking. They call it as NIRF. And in the first attempt itself, VIT has been ranked #1 among the private engineering institutions. We are happy about it. And VIT Business School also has been ranked as #6. And not only the government and the foreign agencies, the industry fraternity in India, the FICCI, is one of the largest industry body, and they also have declared VIT as the University of the Year in 2016. And in addition to that, we also go for our local accreditation, like NAC accreditation, and we want our degrees to be accredited by US and UK. So we have gone in for USA and Abbott and IET accreditations. And you must be wondering, now, why we keep doing all these things, one after another, or sometimes simultaneously, and so on and so forth. And now last year, again, we went in for BRICS QS ranking and THE ranking, and the rankings numbers are not very good, but still, we are progressing. Hopefully, we will do that. And the reason why we do this is because we want all of us to keep ourselves on our toes. Now, that's very, very interesting. And it is important also in this present context. This, I would say that it's a lesson learned from industries. Now, whenever we talk about industry-institute interactions, we always have, once in a semester, sometimes once in a year, we have informal get-together of our employers, and maybe about 7 or 8 of us, the top leaders in VIT, we go together and we have a luncheon meeting. There'll be about 100, 150 industry leaders, who have employed our students will be there. We used to have informal interactions and gather data from them. And maybe it's one of the major input, I would say, that we get about how our students are faring well, and we take the input and then come back to the college and then change our academic processes. That's what we're doing. And one of the major things what they say is that every student should be agile. Already in the morning also people talked about it. And so unless we keep ourselves agile and prove it to the students, we cannot expect them to be agile. And so that's the reason why we go after one accreditation ranking or other, and we will always be on the toes. And our major customers are students and employers and government, parents, and funding agencies. It's a common phenomena. And we give much importance to the employers, and so that's the reason why we have regular meetings with employers and talk to them and then get their feedback, and we follow up. And that's a major thing. So if all of us understand that, I'm sure that industry-institute interaction will definitely be strengthened in all the institutions. We have an industry partnership cell. In the last year, we've instituted that cell where we tell the industries that you become partners, and they don't pay any fees and all that. But we tell them that you come and then utilize the facilities available in VIT at a concessional rate. You come and attend all the seminars and workshops and again at a concessional rate, and so on and so forth. And we have an excellent resource center, knowledge resource center library, and the IPC members can use a library. Like that, we have a lot of facilities provided to the industries, and that helps them to come to VIT. And currently, we have more than 700 industry partners with us. And we have an excellent placement cell there, which takes care of placing all our students before they pass out. And we have about 400 companies being our partners in recruitment. And we have another 300 plus partners where, when our teachers, we have a scheme that during the students write their examination, like, we have continuous assessment 1, 2, and also final examination. During that time, the teachers will not have much of a teaching load. So we pick out about 50 to 60 interested teachers, and we send them to industries. So this is another thing which is happening now in the last 1 year. Every semester, 3 times, a set of 50 to 60 professors go to different industries, talk to them, win friends, and maybe they come back and then see whether we can continue our collaboration for so many other reasons. I'm sure that Ashok, when he comes here, he will tell you about what the industries are doing in return to VIT. And we have regular industry conclaves. Every school, we have about 10 schools, 11 schools in VIT. Every school is requested or required to conduct one industry conclave, where a minimum of 10 to 12 industries will come. It will be a 1 day long, or if the number of industries are more, it will be 2 day sessions. And that particular school students will be attending, and they listen to the industry industry experts and so on and so forth. This is another feature which strengthens the interaction between industry and VIT. And based on their input, we have made a lot of changes in VIT. In VIT academics, and I'm going to just project few things for one at a time. I'll just project few things and then rush through. One is that curriculum for applied learning. Last year we changed the whole set of syllabi and the curriculum based on the input. They said the students who are coming out, they lack in practical knowledge, and that's a strong input from most of the industries, and so we thought we should make a mark there. And so we have converted all our system into project-based learning. And in abroad, and I've visited many universities and all that, there the choice is given to the teacher to make it project-based or classroom-based or problem-based and so on and so forth. But here we found out that it's necessary that our students should be getting the practical knowledge, practical exposure. So we have made everything as project-based learning. 80 to 85% of all our syllabi. If you just look at the syllabi, you will understand that they're all having a project component into it. No, that means, it's made compulsory. It's not the choice of the teacher or choice of the students. Every student need to soil their hands, do some experiment, and do a small project and learn the concepts. Learning by doing is followed heavily in this thing, and that's because of, again, industry friends who has given the idea. And again, we also say that our industry friends, whenever we talk to them, they always say that the students' emotional quotient is one thing which is lacking, and another point is that when they fail, they buckle. And so what we did in that J component is that when the student picks up a small project, when he does that, okay, he will do it. His aim will be to make it successful and so on and so forth. Let him do it and learn it. And then we request the teachers to motivate them to add some innovative component into it. So you'll find that at VIT the students are doing it because this industry wants that kind of a culture. Students to think creatively, do some innovative things. Even if they fail, it is okay. So we have told our teachers that when you evaluate a project for the subjects, don't evaluate on the success of the project. Evaluate on the learning what is taking place during the process of doing the project. That's what we have said. So there are many students who will attempt crazy things. They fail ultimately, but the teacher will be assessing, and their learning throughout that particular semester will be assessed, and that continuous assessment marks will be awarded. So that's going on, and so we are happy about it. And industries are happy that our students are made to think on their own, creatively, fail, and then learn from failure, get marks, and come to industry. And we have made all our experiments as challenging experiments. You will recall that when you went into the first year course in chemistry, people will always have titration experiment in chemistry. You will have qualitative analysis or quantitative analysis of the chemicals and so on and so forth, but we don't have all those things. It's all boring. Students are not interested. They won't know why they're doing it and all that. So we removed everything and we have changed the whole system. See, in the first year chemistry lab, students will be asked to one class, they'll be asked to come with different kinds of water, like what is there in the tumbler and all that. They are asked to assess the quality of the water. The procedure is there, they do it. In the process, all the qualitative analysis and titration experiments, everything is done there. So, but this makes the students interested in doing the experiments. That we have changed all those things. And in the first year chemistry lab, students are made to come with baby diapers. And in the class, they rip open the diaper and then take the acrylic material inside. And they analyze and then find out whether they can increase the absorption capacity of that acrylic material which is there inside. So that's how we have changed all the experiments in all the 4 years of the engineering course, and we have made a mark there. And these projects, again, since I told you that we are interested in providing students for our the employees for foreign markets, because we're going to have excess manpower, we have about 163 adjunct professors, and they come here to VIT, and we pay them honorarium and TA and all that, and they involve in students' teaching learning process. You find here one teacher assessing the projects being done by the students, and I can have n number of slides, but I'm just rushing through. And we have also made a digital learning management system. Maybe it is something new or good for Indian context, but I'm sure that all of you are very familiar with that, and so I'm not going to touch upon that. But another important thing that we have attempted is making the students write their examination in electronic tablets, preparing the students for 2020 workplace, preparing the students for digital era. And industries always say, one industrialist come and say, they said that, we don't want your CVs or in the curriculum vitae of the students when they are in the final year for applying for the job. Now, you send us the digital footprint. Now, that's how the industries are talking. So we got to prepare them. And so we have made every student to write the examination in tablets. And we tried it with 800 students one before last semester. And it was very successful. And when we went to the company to ask for more number of tablets, the companies do not have. Now, that's the scenario there. And I was really surprised and was very happy when we saw our professor from Australia, Dr. Dawson, sitting there and writing the notes in tablet. No, I just recalled how our students were writing the examinations and so on. It is a wonderful experience. That's how the world is moving, and so we got to prepare the students. And only when you do that, the industries will be happy. And industries are collaborating with us in all these efforts, and we are happy about it. Once the student writes the examination, he presses the submit button, it goes to the cloud, and it gets stored there. When the teacher wants to correct it in the last picture, he pulls it down from the cloud, and then he evaluates, and then again submits it, goes to the cloud. Now, that's the kind of system that we are following in VIT. We are happy about it. And we teach mathematics in labs using MATLAB. So mathematics, you know, it's a dry subject. How to make it interesting, how to make the students in the first year understand if he is an electrical student, some electrical problems are being solved using mathematics. That's done in the lab. And we also use social media in academics. I have used it in my own class. But now if I start explaining to you how I do it, it will be time consuming. So I'm just skipping. But I just want to tell you that it's fun. And you get high productivity. So if I ask for the students to come for a special class on Saturday or Sunday, you will get about 40 to 50% of the students only attending. But at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, when I have a Google group or a Facebook group of all the students, and when I go in, I don't have to tell them up front. When I go in and then give a message, friends, I'm here, would you like to join? You won't believe 100% of them, in another 10 minutes time, all the 100 will say, yes, sir, I'm in. If you want to have 100% attendance and make them involved, that's what we do, and we are doing it there. And industries always say, no, knowledge is one thing, but what we want is people to think independently and apply and also synthesize and analyze and create. No, these are all the higher order thinking skills. And if you see our question papers, you will find that it's all entirely different. It not test the knowledge of the students or how they are comprehending. No, we have got rid of all those things. We slowly started, and now we have come to 80% of hard questions. So all our students are made to think, apply independently, and analyze and synthesize and create. Now that's how our examination system is changing. And another one is that hackathon and makeathons. You must have heard about it. Students joining together and staying in one place for 24 hours non-stop, or sometimes 36 hours. And we tried once even with 48 hours. Students, they stay put, join together and solve an industry problem that's been given to them, present it, and win awards sometimes. And now we have added it to curriculum, and so now they are going to get marks for their continuous assessment. That's what we have done in our academics. Hackathons and makeathons as part of academics, and n number of hackathons are happening there. Industry people will be there, teachers will be there, and students will be there and solving a problem and projecting it. Again, the industries are very happy about it, and industries, they come forward to help. Every hackathon will have a minimum of 2 industry experts coming and sitting and helping the students. And the revised syllabi, we have changed the content, and we have said that all the subjects will have 8 modules, and 8th module will be necessarily taught by an industry expert. This is something I've never heard of, but we have done it. Industries are happy about it. So that means in a semester to VIT, at least about 1,500 to 2,000 industry experts are coming to the classroom and dealing with their students. Every student, for every subject, he will have some input from the industry. This is a marvelous thing, and then so this is possible because of the close interactions we have with 700 plus industries. They are willing to help us. They come and help us, and so that's going on there. It's a great experience for the students. They like it, and ultimately they enjoy learning the subject. And dual specialization is another thing. Soft skills. Many other industries now they are talking about employability, and not all are employable on day one, and so on and so forth. But industries have come forward to help us, and we, with the help of many other industries, now we conduct soft skill training right from the first year. It's not a one-time occasion. For all the 4 years in the BTech program, they learn soft skills with the industry experts, and it's become a part of our curriculum. And 24. This is another feature that we have learned from industries in the feedback session is that 24/7 connectivity is important. Virtual environment, creating a virtual environment is important because all the industry is talking about virtual teams. So they should do that. So we have asked all our teachers to use Big Blue Button software, using which they can sit anywhere they want. Maybe even at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock they can sit at home and get connected to all the students who are there in their home or in their hostel and so on and so forth. Now that exercise we are starting, we are learning, and we are facing problems and all that. But I'm sure that in the days to come, students know how to be a better professional, and so that helps the students also. Digital footprint, I told you, all our students are made to develop a digital footprint. In the 4 years' time, all that what they do in the digital mode, that what matters for the industries. That's what they say. And so we have done that, and our students are doing it. And interactions with industries also, like all others have projected it, it also helps us in improving our research work, and we are doing well in research, and the Scopus Index Journal publication list is given here for information, and we're doing well. And even though the number is high and we're happy about it, but still we're not so happy about the quality of the paper. The H-index is still 61 or 62, I'm not remember, but we want to improve on it in the years to come. I'm sure that we will improve on that. And the patents and new product developments, and in all these patents in the new product development, we have one industry or other, either directly involving or indirectly involving, and so we are happy that industry collaboration helps us to patent and helps us to develop products. And some of the products what we have developed are all shown here. And we have a TBI, Technology Business Incubator. Again, industries take a major role in that, and there are so many incubators. At any point in time, about 5 or 6 incubators are there. Sometimes they are our own students, or sometimes industries also, they come inside and occupy the space and then take up the incubation and so on. And all these things, and also, I told you, it increases the effectiveness of the academic program at VIT. And we have excellent alumni, and we have, the chapters in 37 places, and 37 chapters are there, and about 13, 14 foreign chapters are also there in other countries and all that. Again, they're all industrialists. So we have 59,000 alumni working in industries. 59,000, and very few are in teaching, very few are in other administration work, but all of them are in this thing. So we have a strong alumni network. That way, again, we are strengthening our industry interaction, and we are excellent placement because of all that what is happening. Again, industries are coming. Last year, 342 industries have come to VIT in 1 year to recruit students, and the recruitment is like this. And it goes on. And in that context, I would say that we are fortunate that we have an excellent company like Cognizant Technology Solutions as our industry partner. And every year they come. They are happy about our students. So every year they come and they recruit n number of students, and it goes on. And so this is what we do at VIT. Because of the interaction that we have, close interaction we have with industries around. And now I request my friend Mr. Ashok, who is a senior manager in Cognizant Technology Solutions. It's an American company having a base in, having an office in India, operations in India, and he is heading the HR solutions of the Cognizant. He's going to tell us about his experience with VIT and what they are doing to help VIT in its growth. Over to Mr. Ashok.